So now we are moving to the announcement about the conference next year, and I invite Ahmet Civi from the Ministry of Environment and Forestry in Turkey, and then you know that where will be the next conference. Please, Mr. Ahmet.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin with a Native American proverb that says, "The frog does not drink up the pond in which he lives." We human beings, however, try in many different ways to finish up the last drop. We shall require a substantially new approach to thinking if mankind is to survive was put forward years ago by the famous physician Albert Einstein. The importance of environment is understood by everyone, especially nowadays while scientists are talking about global climate changes, and we all observe such effects of this change in our surroundings. In order to take effective precautions to protect Mother Nature, we need to know more about our environment. Accuracy and diversity of information that you have directly affects the policy and decision-making on any subject, not just the environment. This common understanding introduced the importance of sharing information. Interoperability and the standardization of common language to communicate are the main problems to overcome in sharing information. Geospatial information is a category that benefits most from the technological progress towards more processing power, storage, and transmission. OGC, Open Geospatial Consortium, has dealt with the open standards for modeling, storing, publishing, transforming, discovering geospatial information and its related services for a long period of time. OGC standards are widely accepted in the geospatial community, such that most of the standards are converted and are all still being converted to ISO, International Standard Organization standards, due to their vendor-neutral, format-unspecific, service-oriented approach. Therefore, those widely accepted standards are becoming official international standards, and current trend indicates that this process will go on in the near future. The European Union caught the train from the beginning by starting the implementation of the INSPIRE directive. The main idea behind INSPIRE is to increase interoperability and data sharing among interrelated institutions. The technical infrastructure proposed is parallel with the studies of OGC and with the standards of ISO about geospatial information. INSPIRE is a long-lasting approach for the proper and sustainable management of spatial information, with a roadmap very clear from the beginning. The main architecture, infrastructure, services proposed and their interrelationship have to be understood correctly. Turkey's Ministry of Environment and Forestry has also completed an important project to establish an electronic exchange network to share environmental data among related institutions. TEIEN is active and accessible to any authorized user from the 13 stakeholders and 81 provinces. While conducting the TEIEN project, we have also realized the importance of interoperability when dealing with the spatial data. There is no problem to share tabular data, but if spatial data is concerned, the scale and standards becomes very important. By implementing Inspire, interoperability of layers from the different institutions will be achieved, and in case of lack of data, the preparation of relevant layers will be completed. In addition to these studies, in compliance with the standards of Inspire, a geoportal was developed and put into operation at the beginning of this year. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry has followed the studies performed under Inspire from the beginning and plans to take its part parallel to the roadmap proposed. Due to the geographic location and size, the availability, the flora, fauna available, the wide forest and the rich resources of our country, Turkey has to manage its environmental data under the responsibility of Ministry of Environment and Forestry in most effective manner. Considering the options of the interoperability with other countries and among national institutions, Inspire is the leading approach for accomplishing this mission. Last year, on behalf of Ministry of Environment and Forestry, we proposed a pioneering project to start the implementation of this directive. The project is planned to start by next year. Before the implementation of the directive, all the related decision makers and top-level managers have to convince, and all the members of technical team responsible for the operation of such system have to be trained. This is when this project fits with the proposed seminars, training programs, study visits, workshops, impact analysis, regulatory studies, and prototype implementation with the real environmental information selected from the annex of the directive. The level of understanding the vision of the decision makers and top-level managers will be increased to give them awareness of benefits of Inspire via seminars, conferences, and study visits. Technical team now have experience and confidence to take the responsibility of the operating system will reach peak via seminars, conferences, study visits, and workshops. The resulting analysis report, such as impact analysis, cost-benefit analysis, and regulatory studies analysis, will be the permanent product gained to be transferred into the institutional knowledge base to enlighten the next generations. In addition to all these initiatives, we are honored to host the Inspire Conference 2012 in Turkey. The rising awareness to be achieved by this conference will be the necessary push needed to implement Inspire in Turkey. The outcomes of this conference will contribute to the development of the institutions in a positive direction. We believe that every delegate in the conference will be a positive addition to our goal and the successful implementation of the directive in Turkey. For this reason, we will be more than happy to welcome you all to the conference next year in Turkey. We will also be offering magnificent atmosphere of Turkey where that history and cultures meet at one point, just like continents. I believe that next year will not only be when the delegates will have a rewarding and productive experience in Turkey, but also when their families may enjoy an after-conference holiday in Turkey. Yeah, perfect. Thank you for your attention, and I would like to thank you in advance for your attendance in the next year's conference in Turkey. Yeah. Thank you.